I'm actually now recording. So I'm going to my drawing here. I'm also going to show what I'm going to draw today. This is the object we're going to draw. We're going to start with a front view, and the overall height is 2 inches. The length of it is 3.78. So we'll draw a line 3.78. We'll go up to back over 3.78 and C for close. Back and look again. Um, from the right top corner, you go over 0.74 and have a 45-degree angle. So let's draw that. So I'm going to go over with a line 0.74, and I'm going in this direction down here at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to make it too long. Let's just make it 1.5, 1.5 at an angle of negative 45. Now I can trim those two. I could trim both of them off, but I'm going to leave this line for now. I'll show you later why. I'm going to trim here and here though. Going back to our drawing. We also have an area that's 112 and then a 30-degree angle. So from this point, I'm going in this direction 1.12, and I'm going 30 degrees. So that's going to be 30 more than 180. So that is going to be 210 degrees. We'll go again. I'm going to make it too long. Let's make it 1.5 inches at an angle of 210. All right. It also tells us on that drawing that we have a flat surface here that's 0.74 from the top. If you notice that 0.74 and with a 45-degree angle, this is already 0.74. So if you don't want to measure that, I'll show you an easier way we could actually do that. We could actually start from here and draw a line across because those are in line with each other. And I would need to trim those away. All right, on the front, we have 1 inch, 1.14, and 1 inch from this side. So let's draw some lines. We don't know the length of those lines yet, but 1 and 1 and 1.14. So from this end, I'm drawing a line 1, and I'm just going to go up 1 for now. From this end, I'm going to draw a line 1 and 1. From this line over this way, I need to go 1.14. Draw a line. Let me see if our drawing tells us the length of any of those. No, no, and no. That's as far as I'm going to go with that view. Let's go to our side view now. Our depth is 2.24 and our height is 2. So let's start with a rectangle, 2.24 and 2. One inch away, I'm going to draw a line 2.24, 2, 2.24, and back to my beginning. It tells me that 0.62 up and 0.676 over, I need a drill hole. And the drill hole is 5/8. So I'm going up 0.62. I'm going up 0.62. I'm going over 0.76. And I'm going to put a drill hole that is 5/8. Okay, let's go back home to our drawing. It tells us at the top we have an area that's 0.5 wide, and then we start with an angle of 45 degrees. So let's do that next. So I'm coming from the back to the line 0.5, and then I'm drawing an angle of 225. So let's make this way too long again. Let's make it 5 at an angle of 225, and I'm going to trim that off. All right, back to our drawing. We have a depth that we can see, so this will be a visible line of 0.76. Wrong drawing. We have a from there 0.76. I'm going to go up and trim. All right, we also have a depth of 0.54. So let's go line 0.54 and trim again. Is that line going to be visible? No, it's going to be a hidden line. So let's change that into a hidden now. All right, this point will be we'll go through those, and I'm going to use fillet to fillet these together, and then I'm going to trim that one off. All right, this one will be the top of this line and this line. So let's go from this point to there. Again, I think I'm going to use fillet on this. So let's use fillet. Click this line and that line. Fillet this line and that line. Now we know the top edge of that from creating it over here. All right, from this, we also have that point, our line. Correct? So let's use a miter line to transfer. Well, while we're here, let's go ahead and do something else. We have a drill hole going in the side of this object here. And that drill hole is how deep? 1¼ inches deep. So I'm going to offset this front line 1¼ That's going to give me a stopping point. Offset 1.25, enter. Escape. Now I'm going to change this into a hidden line because that's the back of my drill hole. I'm going to change my layer to hidden, and I'm going to draw a line from the top quadrant to that line I just created, from the bottom quadrant to the line I just created. Again, I think I'm going to use fillet. Let's use fillet and fillet and multiple. Click here and here, here and here, and then we'll trim the rest of it off. Actually, I could have deleted instead of trim. While we already here, let's turn our layer on center, annotate center line, click on this line and this line, and center mark, click on our circle. I'm going to use a miter line to create my top view. Come back home, go back to my object layer. Now let's use a layer 1, this blue one, for our miter line. I'm starting here in the corner, and I'm going to make it, let's make it 10 at an angle of, start again. I clicked something wrong. Make it 10 at an angle of 45. And I don't like that because I can't see it. So let's go that layer 1, let's change it to a continuous line, and we're going to also change the color on it, make it easier to see. All right, now that I have that point, I could go back now and trim that one to have it complete. I'm going to start by drawing lines up from my bottom or front view, and I'm also going to draw lines up from my side view. I'm going to do the outer lines first, just to keep from having confusion going on. And I'm going to transfer from here to here, and a line from this crossing back to perpendicular here. And I'm going to turn those that I just made into object lines, and the way I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to use fillet to get my outline. Fillet multiple. I'm filleting this and this, this and this, this and this, and this and this. I don't need those anymore, so I'm going to get rid of them. And I'm not going to use that one again, so let's use a guideline instead. If I want to use a guideline to project this point up, that point is going to be there on here. We also have this point that we can project up, and this point, and I'm going to project that one to here, and I'm going to project this point up. All right, now this will be a rectangle on the top, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use fillet multiple, and I'm going to make that rectangle on top. It's also going to have a line from this corner to that point right there. So I'm going to draw a line from there to there. And I can get rid of these that I just used to create those and delete. All right, back here, I'm going to project this up, and we know that this line and that line was in line with each other. So I can do this two different ways. I can draw a line. Let's do it I guess the correct way first. If I draw a line up from here, that is giving me this point right here, because this one and this one is in line with each other. So I could draw the line up from my side view, but actually I really don't have to, because I've already got that point here. So now I can, this will be a rectangle that you can see. So I'm going to trim or fillet. Let's use fillet. We'll fillet that and that. And I will have a line coming from here to there. Huh? All right, now we can project up with this line, and this line. If I get line to work, top of this one, it's going to be this point. So we're going to project from here to our miter line or through our miter line, and crossing of that. There's the top of one. Go ahead and trim. Save me a little bit of confusion. Let's do the other side, which will be projected from here. All right. Let's use trim this time. I'm gonna use trim. I'm gonna trim this, this, and this. Um, I can delete the rest of that one. Let's use trim here, and I'm going to delete these. And these. All right. On this one, I can trim off this area, and all I'm lacking is this up here. And I'm going to show you a little shortcut on that. That is a distance of 0.76 from the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my line 0.76. I'm drawing it to the opposite direction. I'm going to copy those objects from this point of the intersection where my center line meets my object line up to here, and delete that line that I used for my location. And I think that completes this drawing.